Alright, CSS battle time. Let's get this done. Circles with dashes. Oh, okay. After the mess that was yesterday, let's hope today goes better. I will put in my description, as always, how things go. You can decide if it's worth looking at. And I gotta get this done quickly because for some reason tonight my children will not go to sleep. You know, you can lead a toddler to bed, but you can't make them sleep. So sometimes it saves us frustration to just let them get back up if they're too wired, and they are wired, man. Alright, I'm looking at these colors. Whenever I have solid black, it makes me want to lean towards borders because that's the default color. Borders are box shadows. Now, we might be able to do this with, like, you might be able to do box shadows. Now, I wouldn't want to do all box shadows for these black circles because you'd have to do a green circle and then a black one. It's just a bunch of box shadows. So borders for those. The square could very well be box shadowed, you know. Or maybe that's a border dashed. I don't think you'd get that kind of spacing on a border dashed. It'd be cool if you did. But let's just look at what border dashed of that size, what kind of spacing it gives us. I always got to check it. What is that, like 15 pixels? Yeah, you look at that. Let's do some margin. Let's do 50 for the top and bottom, and then like negative 150. Yeah, you see that's our spacing, so that's not going to work. Even if we zoom, curious, it doesn't help us any. That's like the spacing we get. So let's not. It's border dashed won't work for those things. So it's pretty much box shadow is what has to happen with that. Now we can do this with a radial gradient. We could do a radial gradient and then a conic gradient. And I think that's the verbose way to do it in this instance, but it would be kind of a fun way to do it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to say border radius to, oh wait. If I do borders on this, I have to do 3 elements. So, okay, so this one is going to be background. It's going to be a radial. We do want a radial gradient on this, I think, for the repeating circles. Because if I did, yeah, that's the best way to do repeating circles. We're going to do our green. Like, what, 25 pixels, you think? And then we're going to go to black, and we can do shorthand for black. You only need 3 color channels, and when they're all the same, you can just, they'll repeat if you only put in the 3. It knows the second part of that hexadecimal is also a 0 when you do that. But we got to do that to 0 to 50 pixels or so, and then we got to go back to green. Yep. Okay. So that's pretty close. Oh no, that's dead on. All right, now let's repeat it. We're gonna put a 0 here. That's the background position thing, and then we can say how often we repeat. All right, 100 pixels is a little too small. 150. Let's add a second 0. Sometimes that changes things. Okay, 50. 40, 30. Our spacing is wrong anyways, so let's go 120. Interesting. 110. All right, let's just change this. Let's look at this for now. It gets too confusing. Oh, wait. Is that right? That is so close to being right. 135? That's not quite right. Okay, they're all consistent. Let's see, 5? Okay, there we go. That's what we needed. Okay. So we got the circles done. Now the body. Do we just do a conic gradient? Because if I do a body, I have to set a background of black. I could do a border and then box shadows, but then I have to do border and box shadows. And let's just, fine. Let's just have fun with this. Because I'm trading off, like, we could just write a border to get our size, and then our width would be set with padding on the body, and then it should be, you know, we could center it with margin. So we have border, we have padding, we have margin, and then we have box shadow. So 4 things to get it set, or 1 conic gradient. That's what I'm looking at. So I guess maybe this is the way to go. Let's see what we're doing. We are doing green for 75%, and then we're going to do black for the rest. Now, if we look at this, it's underneath, so let's put it on top. And comma. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're overwriting. Actually, we want not black. Oh, no, we do want black, but this one we actually do need to be transparent. Hi, Madden. How are you doing? Kids are yelling hi through the window. They're cute. It's a good thing they're cute. Okay, let's use our @ rule to describe the size of the square we want. Yeah, this describes the image. So we want it to be like 30 pixels by 15 pixels. Hit the comma. All right, it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. 50, 40. You think that looks about right? Because then we come down to the end of it, and now we position it, right? It's 100 pixels over. Oh, well, maybe we can do 50%. 50%? Nope. Yeah, it doesn't work right now. 200 pixels over. It's too far, but we'll get it. 150 pixels. Okay, we're almost there. Let's get it into place and just see. So 142, right? We don't have any margin set on this, so that's why it's weird numbers. 90, 180. Is it 143? Oh, is it 142.5? Or is it just not quite big enough? I think it's 16 pixels is our height. There it is. That looks good. It disappeared. All right. So I am very thankful that 16 pixels is much easier to divide by. So that is a blessing. Okay, let's look at this. We are going to do... There's a squirrel out there. We are going to set now our repeat. And what do you want to bet? It's about that 130 pixel rate. So 130 pixels. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. All right, there it is, 150 pixels. Let's hit submit. Let's see if it works. Now a deer's running through the yard. I can hear these things. You probably aren't hearing them, but they're just all sorts of wildlife out there right now. %. I guess I'll take it. All right. Yeah, Juno, the squirrel's out there. Good job. Good guard dog. All right, 180 pixels. What does that translate into? We can do VW units. We can't use percentages, sadly, so let's go VW. So 9 times 20, 9 times 5, 45 VW. Okay, 142 pixels. What is that? Is that divisible by 16? I've got 5 minutes left on my 15-minute timer. That's not bad. Let's see, 142, 142. I can't believe I still haven't taken, no, it's not divisible by 16. All right, let's try Q. Ooh. Ooh, is it 150 Q? That'd be cool. Looks pretty good. Let's hit submit and just see. This is the first one that's not a direct translation, so we got to see if the tolerance it allows it. Okay, 150 pixels is 50 VH, right? Because it's only 300 for your height. So that one at least makes sense. 25 pixels. 29. Oh, 27, 26. This one's probably not going to fly. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, I'm going to leave that one 25 pixels. Some of these things just aren't. I'm pretty sure the 50 won't either. Radial gradients are real touchy to begin with. So now 130 pixels. What does that translate into? Hi, Levi. Yeah, one moment, buddy. I got to finish up. Okay? All right. 140. No, I don't want pixels. Q. 38. 37. Okay, that doesn't work. I need to just set up the what do you call it? The tool that y'all use to translate units easily. All right. Are we missing anything that is also easily translatable? Would this be a percentage? 40 pixels would be 10%, right? Okay. 25? It's not quite working. If I can do a percentage, I can get rid of the space. That's why. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay. Because it would be the same number of characters for the units themselves, but a percentage you don't need a white space after it. All right, let's call it. We're almost out of time anyways. I don't think I'm going to polish this anymore myself without investing more time that I don't have. 139. Good enough, I guess. All right, well, that's fun. I'm always happy when I just use gradients, I guess. I will catch you later.